Welcome to our Team Essentially Healed webinar. I am Joni Zander. I am your team leader. And tonight we're going to be talking about essential oil accessories. Where do you get them? What should you look for? What are some of our favorite accessories? I'm going to start out with aroma tools. This is kind of your general store of accessories. This is where, if all else fails, check aroma tools, and they've got stuff that is good enough. And some of the stuff that they have are my top favorites, and I'll go over those in a little bit. They are the author of Modern Essentials, and Modern Essentials is just a really good reference book for doTERRA essential oils. For a while they had it as generic names for the blends. Now they're back to using the brand names for the blends. So the latest version of the Modern Essentials is definitely the one to get. The other general store in doTERRA world is Oil Life. This company actually started in the same building as corporate back when they were just renting some space down in Orem. In fact, doTERRA would run down to Oil, and I can't remember, they had My Oil Tools was what they were used to be called. And when doTERRA needed to fulfill an every oil or a diamond kit, they would run down to My Oil Tools and get the big case that went with that kit. So very intertwined. They are the authors of the Oil Life book, also a great reference book. It's like a 4-pound book. It's huge, and it's a beautiful kind of magazine style layouts. It's also a lot harder to read for those of us with a little bit older eyes. Again, they have just about everything that you would need. This one is a good place to check for t-shirts and bags and books and things like that. Just a different place to get stuff. And it's called Your Oil Tools. These guys are in New Hampshire. There's no tax on anything that you order from them. So that's one of the benefits of ordering from them. They often will have some different education materials than the bigger stores. Now I'm going to go through some of my favorites. So for sample vials, I strongly prefer the Share oils. They only carry US made vials, and they do not leak. They're just really high quality vials, and they have other stuff as well, and all of their stuff is good. Here is another favorite, very specific store, and this is Oil Sharing Tools. I am a little OCD about some things, and labels are one of those things I am very OCD about. I cannot stand the big sheets that have every oil on them. I really like this label management system. When I got mine was the original size. If I were to do it again, I would get the mini label management system, because you just don't need that many labels generally. The thing I like about it is that you have one sheet of each oil, and so if you run out of On Guard labels, you just order a sheet of On Guard labels and stick it in your book alphabetically, and it's there. If you care about that sort of thing, this is a great way to manage your labels. They've got great customer service. They're really nice folks who care about our experience. Not that the others don't. I have never used this, the oil accessories, but it looks pretty cool. So their labels are oil proof, which Oil Sharing Tools labels are as well, and Aroma Tools and Oil Life labels, they're all oil proof. What's cool about these is, if you can see them, just take a look at this. They've got these labels. They have them that are already pre-printed, but they also have these blank labels where you write in the number of drops and the oil, and then what you can do is if you're making a blend, you can put them all on the bottle. And it will show you, you've got, you know, here's 25 drops of pink pepper. What is that? Oh, this is their weight loss protocol. So, so you can use the different oil labels and write out how many drops of each. So that's kind of cool if you're making blends for people. This one's called Easy Oil Solutions. And if you're looking for super high quality, really unusual things, this is the store to go to. So they've got an artisan market, and their artisan stuff is just so interesting. So like their oil holders, they've got stone oil holders and wood oil holders. Those of you who've been to convention, this is that one that's kind of in the corner at the convention center with all the really cool things. So here's their oil holders, very unusual. So this is the online version of that particular shop. They'll often have the really cool, like the coolest things, the newest things, like the various colored roller balls and things like that, before the other shops will pick them up. So if you want the latest and greatest, that's generally your place to go. I don't know a lot about Aroma Outfitters. They do seem to have a lot of cases and some really unusual diffusers. I can't recommend them or not recommend them. I don't know a whole lot about them. They just looked like another reasonably good place to go. But for boxes, my favorite place is Etsy. So if you go to Etsy and you search for oil box, you're going to come up with some really great boxes at really great prices. Like this is a huge oil box for $50. Or there's a gorgeous, fairly large box for $25. So, they've got some really good deals on here. You know, here's a 3-tier box for $33. So, so really good source for getting boxes. The other thing that I like to get at Etsy is the dryer balls. You know, you can get just the white ones in lots of different places, but look at these fun needle felted dryer balls. Not that it really matters, but it just makes me happy, you know. I still just have my old white ones, but when I need to replace them, I'm definitely going to replace them with something that's just a little more fun. I'm going to show you my top 3 cases. These are the 3 different cases that I like to use. This is the one that I like to put in my purse. It is flat and it holds 12 vials, and it also holds business cards in the back. So that's the one that I like to carry in my purse. The next bag that I like to have is the one that holds 10 vials, and it actually holds more than that, because when you open it up, you can put oils in between these as well in the middle. So mine's always brimming with lots of different oils, and it just sits on my counter next to my bed. And then the other case, and I have 2 of these, is this Dr. Mom Extra Large. So I like the Dr. Mom oil cases. They're a little more expensive than the others. They're a really nice fabric, and they're just cute. They're much cuter than the others. Like, I mean, here's this really sweet red. Anyway, so that's the other cases that I like. I forgot the most important one. Let's go to doTERRA.com because doTERRA now has accessories. So with doTERRA, you can just add your accessories to your monthly order. And they don't have a ton of accessories. They don't have like all of the accessories that everybody has, but they have some of the most important ones. So your roller balls, your sprayer bottles, they have the awesome orifice remover. I love this tool. They've got they've always had the keychains, the black or the purple keychains, and that's also a great way to carry your oils in your purse or your bag. They've got some pipettes. They've got, I haven't tried this. Has anybody tried the ultrafine? Yeah? Oops.
I have.
What can you tell us about it?
They're really kind of cool. You squeeze it and the mist continues to diffuse for like 3 or 4 seconds afterwards instead of just getting one squirt.
Well, that sounds cool.
And they're pretty good size. I was using it when I was doing some cleaning because it gave me, I didn't have to refill it as often as my little glass squirter.
Cool.
And it gives you kind of a good mist if you're going to wash windows.
Oh, sure. One thing to know, so they've got 5 ml bottles. So that's the size of the deep blue. They've got, and then they've got the 5/8 drams, and the 5/8 drams are the size that go in these keychains. They don't have the quarter drams. Those are the really small vials, but the 5/8s are great. And the thing that I like about this is, I don't necessarily recommend sampling people. So this is just a 12 count. You don't need like 100 of the 5/8 drams that you get at the other places. Not that they don't sell them in smaller quantities, but anyway, this is just another good source for accessories.
The other thing about ordering your accessories is you get your shipping costs back in product.
Absolutely.
And if you're ordering from the other companies, usually you have to order at least $50 or $75 or $200 to get free shipping.
What are your favorite accessories?
Well, number one, I like the little keychain. In fact, the first little purple keychain that I got now has holes in it. So I need to replace that because I carry it with me in my purse every day, and every day it comes out of my purse, goes on my hip, goes to the barn with me, comes back, goes back in my purse. So it's getting used every single day. So that's one of my favorites. I'm very fond of, I've got a wooden shelf case in my bathroom for things that, like the headache stuff is there, just right there in the bathroom. So, and then my daughter also has a shelf one that she made. I'm really fond of those. I have a big tall pedestal one that twirls around, and I put all of my oils in there that are not opened and that I use for retail. So those are my stash, kind of. Mm-hmm. And then I have my purple case, my big purple case that I use for just where my oils sit, and I go there to get my oils out. I have a little smaller one that I carry with me when I go someplace. I put things that I think that I'll need in there to pack in the suitcase or what. So those are pretty much my favorites as far as and I have the mini label booklet also. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite things too. I love having those separate pages and being able to replace them. I like to have things labeled also. And I was inspired by your blank ones because I make several things, like I make my own bathroom spray, and I hate looking up the recipe every time. So if I just had it on the bottle, 15 drops frankincense or whatever, it would be so, and I do, but it's all handmade, and by the time I go to make it, it's come off. So I'm interested in those labels you showed us today.
Yeah. And I want to just show people, I think this is the big purple case you're talking about. And I just wanted to show them. Is that the one?
Yeah, I think so. It's got pockets on the outside. It's got a shelf, another zip pocket inside where I put the books.
Yep. Exactly.
That's my favorite case.
And so you can get this at Aroma Tools and Oil Life. And it's a great case. This is the one that I had before I moved into the van, and it didn't fit where I needed it to fit. So I had to move into 2 of the Dr. Mom big cases instead.
So the Dr. Mom ones, how many oils do they hold? The bigger one. 16?
60, 60.
60. Ah, 60.
Yeah, but again, because it's like this where it's looped, and so you can fit oils in between as well. So it really does hold more.
Okay.
And for me, I have one with the single oils and one with blends.
Ah.
I had to do that too because my supply outgrew the big wooden box.
Yeah.
Now that's a good idea. Put the singles and then the blends. That's a good idea. I should do that because I'm running out of space too.
Yeah, once you get all the oils, you do run out of space. So, Janae, what are your favorite accessories?
Well, I like the wooden box, and of course I had to alphabetize it and put the stickers on the lid so that you could lift it up and see it. So when I took my blends out, I had to redo that, but it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been wanting to get one of the pedestals that swirl like I think that Susan has, but I really haven't been able to justify that I really need that yet. So, and I use the pipettes frequently when I'm making blends because I use the milliliters on the side of it to make my blends not count drops. Because I have trouble counting drops. I get 3 when I want 1 or something. So.
And let me go to the pipettes.
And they're just plastic pipettes, so I'm not sure how, how appropriate those are, but most of us don't have a supply for glass pipettes, and they break too, so.
Okay, so.
Can you reuse do you just use them once and then the plastic ones and then throw them out?
Well, actually, I haven't. I put them in a little baggie so that they don't get contaminated. A little jeweler's bag, and then stick them all together. And I use them 2 or 3 times. I've also used Spa Room for diffusers.
Yes.
Because they sometimes have some really good deals on those.
That's right. I'll share those. I'll share that in a minute. So there are the pipettes like you saw on at doTERRA.com, and you can get those at all of these places pretty much. But you can also get dispensing syringes that have the milliliters on one side and drops on another. Now I'm not seeing the one that I've used in the past, but here's one with a curved tip, and it goes up to 12 milliliters, and so it just makes it a lot easier to count out, like Janae was saying. And then she also mentioned Spa Room. That's a great place for diffusers. I would not recommend ordering essential oils from them, but their diffusers, they've got a number of types of diffusers, and they're a really good price. So so that can be a really good place to get diffusers. Another really great place to get diffusers is TJ Maxx and Ross. Dress for Less. You don't have a great selection, but you usually can find a really good price on them. Again, don't buy essential oils from places like that, but diffusers are a whole different thing. Another place that I've seen decent diffusers is at Natural Grocer. So
I have a little tiered organizer. It's cart. It has 8 or 10 little plastic drawers that are just tall enough for a 15 mil to fit in.
Nice.
And then I put them in little baskets so they don't slide all over. And that's where I keep my extras. And then I also have my roller balls and all those kind of accessories in there too.
All right, well, I see we're out of time tonight. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next Monday.